Pixels Pulse. Pixels Pulse is basically a creative live design session where we basically put you through the process on how to design from ideation, not just from ideation to execution, to studying of the brief, and obviously to creation. So I'm basically going to walk you on practical live design brief where we take it from the brief to ideation and to creation. Now, my name is Demola Diogo. I'm the founder of ACE Creative Community. I am the moderator of this session. And to my left or right, depending on where you are streaming from, I have our host. So Olamiji, can you introduce yourself?
Yeah, yeah. Good afternoon, everyone, or good evening, wherever you are. Good morning, wherever you are. My name is Bello Olamiji, and I'll be your what's it called, your facilitator today. And also, I'm the founder of Rebels Media. So I'll be taking you through a whole process of how to create. I think if you join our last class, we did an art design for these biscuit cookies that I love, which is called Fab. So and I
Okay.
think I promised in the last class that I'll be doing a lifestyle version of what's it called of that brief. But
Okay.
now we also know that today is also what's it called a memorable day for most people, which is today is Valentine's Day, right? So
All
what
right.
I
Beautiful.
actually now did was to what I actually now do is to actually incline the design with the what's it called with the event that is going on at the moment. So using that to tell you what's it called to tell a story. So because as an art director, you might also be given the what's it called the privilege to do a design that actually incline with events. So you should also using this as an example, you'll be able to learn how to do it. Yeah. But we have a lot to unpack today. And I feel like it won't be what's it called if we use 1 hour, perhaps yeah. Because I'll be taking you through another process of how to use AI to get your design result faster. Yeah.
All right. Okay. Fantastic. Thank you so very much. So for the first time on Pixels Pulse, we are streaming on TikTok. So we have people that are joining us from
Wow.
TikTok basically to have an amazing experience. We promise you that we'll be going live on TikTok this time so that people can have an amazing experience. So this is basically powered by Ace Creative Community. And for those of you that are just joining, if you want to be a part of this, it happens the second Saturday of every month and the third Saturday of every month. And for those
Fourth.
that are joining,
Fourth.
oh, sorry, fourth Saturday of every month, sorry, second and fourth Saturday of every month. That's second and last Saturday of every month. Thanks for correcting me there, Mr. Olamiju.
Yeah.
Now, beyond all things, because we are committed, I want to first say, which I did say earlier on, happy Valentine's to everybody that is joining. Today is Valentine's Day, a day of love. And the creative we're going to be working on today, obviously, like our host has said, is going to be about Valentine. So for those that didn't that were not part of the last session we did a very cryptsy design or art direction for a biscuit brand, which is a product brand. Now we're not going to create the lifestyle version of it. If you want to check the previous edition of the live design session that we did, you can go to our YouTube channel, which is go on YouTube, obviously youtube.com, and search for Ace Creative Connect. I repeat, Ace Creative Connect. This is being streamed on YouTube, it's being streamed on TikTok, and it's also being streamed on Twitch. So please go to Ace Creative Connect if you want to have another experience for those joining on TikTok, and you'll be able to see our previous session. Just on the channel, look for Pixels Pulse. We have 3 episodes. This is the 4th episode, I believe, if I'm not mistaken. I hope I didn't get that wrong. All right, so this is a new episode. So just basically check and watch. All right, so while we wait for other people to join, because we have people joining from different community, people joining from TikTok, Mr. Alamiji is getting ready. I always spend 5-10 minutes to just discuss something with creative professionals, just to get them up to speed and to become better in their creative and text, in their creative skills, and even also tech skills. What we try to do in this session is we spend 1 hour where we have a live practical design session. But at the beginning, while we wait for other people to join from different parts of the world, I just share a 5-minute tip that will help you get better as a creative professional. And in today's advice with Mr. Demola in Pixels Pulse, I'll be talking about your product. So as a graphic artist, as an art director, or you're a freelancer, whether for a medium scale business or and you own a business in the creative sector, whether a graphic artist, an animator, or web designer, or a UI UX professional, I want to discuss with you about your products. One thing I realized we creative and tech professionals always make is that most of our products are actually service driven. And Mr. Olamiji is going to be giving a feedback to this before he goes to the training. But for you to be able to scale your
Okay.
business to the next level, you need to move from a service-based business or service-based product to what we call a package or a product-based service. Now, let me explain. So, for example, a graphic artist, most of the ways that most freelancers translate their graphic design services is that they always target it as service-based, not product or solution-based. So how do I know? For example, most graphic artists have what we call logo design services. They have what we call brand design services. They have what we call identity design services. So when a client comes to meet them, all they just do is or a startup comes to meet them, all they just do for the startup is they design the logo for the startup, they get the money for the logo, and they just move on to the next project. But this is not sustainable for a long-term business. Now, from my experience working in the creative and tech space for years right now, one thing I've realized that was for your brand or for your design business or your tech business, whether web or whichever sector you belong to, animation, you need to move your services to what we call a product-based services or a solution-based services. So how do I mean? In your clients, look at what solutions you are trying to solve. So for example, if you're a graphic artist, when it comes to logo designs, don't make your logo service logo design service. No, make it what we call a brand identity product. Now, in that brand identity product, you have different packages. You have what we call the status package. You have what we call, or you can call it gold package. Then you have the silver package, and you have what we call the bronze package. Now, each of the packages will have different deliverables based on services that is needed by your clients. So let's say, for example, a startup is coming to come and meet you, that they don't want to spend much. For their logo design service, you have the starter package, and that starter package just contains a logo, a business card, and a letterhead. Then you basically have a cost for that. For the mediums, for the gold, for the that's the bronze. Now for the silver, you have another package you call it, so that can contain business card, letterhead, brand identity system, and stationaries. Are you getting me now? Now, for the gold package, you obviously have something else that is attached to it, which is the logo, 3 or 4 logos, or a particular review process. And you have letterhead, brand guidelines. Are you getting me now? Which will obviously have more pages. Then you now have social media designs. And beyond that, you can also have what we call retainership. So meaning that for the brand, you tell them that every month you'll basically be creating 3, 4, 5 social media creatives for them based on what you're learning in Pixel Pulse. And what you basically do is that you have what we call a sustainable business. So let's say, for example, for a particular brand, you're charging them £100 monthly. Or in Africa, like Nigeria, you're charging them 100,000 naira monthly, or 200,000 naira monthly, or 300,000 naira monthly, depending on the kind of clientele you have. We have people that charge 500,000 naira monthly for retainership. So what this will do is that you will sell this product as you focus on the business of the business, while we focus on the brand of your business. Are you getting me? For web design also, you can, if you're a web designer, you can make it product-based, whereby you have different packages. The first one will be a 2, 3, 4, 5-page website. Are you getting me now with a particular number of hosting? And apart from that number of hosting, you can attach a form of retainership where you're going to be creating 3, 4, 5 blog posts. And you and I know that blog posts helps in search engine optimization. To summarize what I'm saying for today is that you need to move your business from just rendering one-off services and chasing the next particular product or the next particular adventure. You need to move it to what I call a product-based business, where all your services are packages. They are a product. You are solving a solution for your clients. It's very important. And you don't just have these things in packages. You have what we call a rate card. for each of those packages. This rate card would contain all your packages, all the various things that it entails, and the cost of it. What this will do is that it will help you when it comes to what negotiation. You will know what I call your walkaway price based on how much you are ready and the value you are ready what to put in the services you're about to render. So please, I think my time is up. If there's anything you learn in this 5-10 minutes talk that I have with you, is that if you have been working on what I call a service-based business, whereby you just do a particular flyer, you do a particular logo, and you move up. Now, I'm not saying that you might not still be having those kind of services, but if you sell to your clients that I'm here to solve, remember what I discussed in one of our sessions, that as creative professionals, we solve the following problems. We solve either a sales problem, a marketing problem, or we're solving a communication problem. So when you know what the problem of the organization is, move from selling them a service to what we call what a solution. Find a problem in that organization and tell them to put you on a retainership that you'll be able to consistently solve those solutions that would in turn turn into what I call a recurring income for you for your business. This is how you scale your business from just a small pop and shop design studio to what I call what a standard what advertising agency. Are you with me? So I'm just sharing all this with creative and tech professionals so that you'll be able to know how to scale your business. Because one of the things that we struggle with in our industry is scaling the business. So, Mr. Olamiji, our host, what do you have to add to this before we go into our design
Yeah.
session?
Yeah, Mr. Demola, I would say thank you for that wonderful submission because I'll be sincere enough. Most of us designers struggle with this in the
Mm-hmm.
industry. We actually struggle. And what I can say is that if you actually want to actually make something good for yourself as a designer, you have to look at the future of the business. And for you, for the future of the business is scaling. So you
Yep.
have to stop being what's it called a one-time designer or one-off designer and be a retainer for either brands or whoever you work with, because that's where you can actually see the actual money and that's where you can give value more.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So I will stop there now. And also I think there's still a more attached to that, but I'll stop there for now. Yeah.
Oh, no, no, no. So that's why we always have this session where you take them through the practical side. Then at the introductory
Yeah.
part, I'm going to focus on the business of business. If you want more information like this, follow our YouTube channel. I released a video last week on how to get started as a creative and tech professional in 2026. Now, the
26.
next
Yeah.
video, I'm going to be talking about marketing, how to market your business. It's going to be a 2 or 3 part video. I have some powerful packed informations. What we teach here are practical experiences from creative and tech professional like myself and creative professional like Olamide. So you're not hearing motivational speaking. You are hearing people that have practicalized these things and it has worked what for us. So these are the
For them.
things that
Yeah.
I would share with you that will get you better, irrespective of whichever part of the world. And it will not just help you in your creative people, also people that are into other form of businesses. We're going to share you practical insight that will get you better. So enough of my yapping. Let me hand over to Mr. Olamiju. Everybody came here to design. People have already opened their Photoshop, their Adobe Illustrator, and they want to get started. So, Mr. Olamiju, I will be handing over the floor to you.
Yeah. Thank you very much, Mr. Demola. So yeah. Oh, can you still see me? Okay, yeah.
Oh, yes, we can see
So
you. You have not shared your screen yet. Apologies for that.
yeah,
So
yeah, yeah,
I
yeah.
was trying
I
to
know,
change the
yeah.
camera for you to share your screen. So share your screen first, then I'll get it. Then I'll be able to switch
Okay.
cameras.
Okay, actually, I just want to what's it called take them through the process before sharing of my screen.
Oh, okay,
So
beautiful, beautiful.
as I've said earlier, right? We'll be doing the design I mentioned earlier, but I want us to first understand the brief of that is exactly what we are doing before even going into Photoshop. Do you get it? So I'm going to share my screen now. I'll take you through the brief. I'll take you through what's it called my research, where I got my idea from. Then we start working. Yeah. So I'm going to share my screen now. Okay. Screen. Entire screen.
Okay, so I think your screen is there. I
Oh.
was wondering where your screen went to.
Okay. Oh, okay. So I'll first start with the brief first. Yeah. So I said that for every design that we'll be doing, we'll be creating a brief for it, so we can understand what we are, what actually we are doing. So we are not just doing design from our head. So for this, was it called? I came up with this brief. Then the title of the brief is, what's it called? Let's Love Win. That is the title of the brief we are working on. So let me see if I can increase, if I can zoom this in a bit. Okay, yeah. The title of the brief is, what's it called? Let Love Win. And if you check the background, the visual captures a romantic Valentine setting. A couple seated across from each other, wine in hands and everything. The product is integrated naturally into the game, positioning the brand as a part of what's called shared joyful moments. The ad leverages romance, playfulness, togetherness to associate the brand with what's called with love-driven experiences. So now, before the other time that we did, why did we actually worked on the brand actually for, what's it called, for Gen Zs? Do you get it? So we made it more fun-filled, so more energetic. So that was what we did for last week. But for this week, we are trying to focus on another, what's it called, another context entirely, which has to do with what's it called, the season that we are presently, which is Valentine. So we'll be dealing with another, what's it called, context entirely, which has to do with love. So we have to find a way to integrate the brand into that, what's it called, into that context. Now the objective, that is what's it called, position the brand as a romantic companion snack for Valentine season, drive emotional connection through, what's it called, through shared moments, increase seasonal sales through lifestyle driven storytelling. And now you can say that what we did the other time was a product based design where we use just the product. But lifestyle design is when you, what's it called, when you can capture the, what's it called, the product with moments, with people. So that's what lifestyle is all about. Then the target audience is say young between 30 to 35, people that actually celebrate love, that they are still, what's it called, they are still in that moment that they celebrate love. So that's our target audience. The urban romantic, then the social media active consumers, then individuals celebrating Valentine's in a cozy, intimate way. Then the core message, which is, what's it called, love is sweeter when shared, and even sweeter with our brand. Do you get it? And key insights for this ad is what's called, romance is not always grand gesture. Sometimes it is small, playful, intimate moments that create lasting, what's it called, memories. So in this style, we don't have to, what's it called, do too much. What we just have to focus on is something simple, but that actually, what's it called, actually pass the message which we are trying to, what's it called, which we are trying to, what's it called, work on. So you don't have to do something too much. Do you get it? So we are just trying to say that you can also, what's it called, you can also have time with your partner while doing this. So that's the kind of message we are trying to pass, not something too much. Then the creative direction of the warm, intimate, playful, romantic, and cozy. So this is, what's it called, this is our brief. So now that we understood our brief, so we have to now go to, what's it called, brainstorming, which I did myself. Then I now to now, what's it called, actually, maybe next class I'm going to take about it, our brainstorm, mind mapping and everything. So I'm going to take you through where I get my idea from, which already people already know, which is what's it called, Pinterest. So I'm going to take you through my Pinterest now. Yeah, as you can see. So I went. The first thing actually did on Pinterest was to actually write lifestyle Valentine creative ads. So now, because I'm trying to work directly on with, what's it called, with lifestyle designs. Do you get me? So I need to actually focus on lifestyle designs. So what I first did was to look for, okay, even in my own head, without even telling me, I can think of lifestyle designs. So we know that lifestyle actually has to do with people around and everything. So you can see that I have an example. I think I picked this idea, which has to show what's it called, partners being together. Then going forward again, I saw an idea that I feel like I love a lot, that is simple and what's it called, means a lot. After going down, um, I picked this, and because this actually was it called, actually give answer to the title of the campaign, which is Let Love Win. So I picked this idea. Do you get it? So you can see the same thing works out here. Do you get it? So now, after doing that, I now feel like, okay, what else can be done? How can I integrate the brand into this, what's it called, this idea? So I downloaded those that I feel like work for me. Let me check if I have them here. Okay, so let me check my download. I think I have them here. So let me check. As you can see here, I have some ideas here. I have this. They are sitting down. They are sitting side by side. As you can see, let me have to take this away. Yeah, they are sitting side by side. Then all I put it, the one I told you about, then this one that looks like what we have before. So now the next thing I'll be doing here, when I was what's it called, I needed to look for images and everything, and I'm trying to make the work faster and easier. So with the use of what's it called AI, because I think whenever I work now, I tend to make my work faster, and I tend to what's it called integrate AI into whatever I am doing. So the next thing I did after getting this my idea was to come to ChatGPT. So I came to ChatGPT. Where is it? Yeah, I came to ChatGPT and I told ChatGPT, write a prompt for a scene where two black couples are seated facing each other in a cozy room and playing a board game while taking wine. The moment is due to what's it called to the Valentine period and season. So ChatGPT actually was it called created the brief, but I feel like I wasn't good. I wasn't okay with the brief. I said make sure it is a what's it called? It is a top view portrait image. Also, just a what's it called a couple. So now I want it to be a top view image, so it can actually capture the old moments. It can actually capture everything that is what's it called that is in the scene. So that was why I said make it a what's it called a top view, so we can like a drone view that we can see from the top. So he said it was refined, as you can see, the prompt was refined. I said again, make the camera angle also a low angle while images are captured boldly. So because if it's low angle, it's not just top view whereby some part of the body is not showing. So you have to also understand camera angles when you are telling ChatGPT to help you in. So, so okay, I'm coming. Sorry about that. I think coming. Okay, I think somebody gave a feedback on coming, please. Just hold on. Yeah, I'm coming. Okay, yeah, so now I'm back. Yeah, let me go back. So after then, I still went forward and I still told ChatGPT again, like make it a top view eye angle, male and female sitting side by side, and the female hair is braided. So ChatGPT also gave me that was it called that prompt. So I'm using this final prompt. Then I came to what's it called how will I put it Gemini, and I put what's it called the prompt in Gemini, as you can see. So so Gemini gave me a landscape. It was called a landscape view, but I said I want what's it called? I want a portrait view. So the next thing I did there was what's it called? Tell it. I gave it again. Make it a portrait image. So Gemini gave me this image, and this actually works for what I want to do. Do you get me? So I downloaded this image from Gemini. Then I will be coming to Photoshop now. Then I'll be creating my canvas I'll be using. So I'll be using 1080. I'll be using 1080 by 1350 in pixels, and make sure that my resolution is 100. You can use 72 if you want to, but I feel like I'm good with 100. So I certainly use 100. So I'm going to create, yeah. So yeah, as I've said before, that I'm going to make this quite easier and faster. So I'll be using Photoshop for my what's it called for everything I'll be doing here, and I'll be integrating AI into everything I'll be doing. So and whatever I'm using AI for, I'll be giving you the alternative version for you that are not using what's it called this paid Photoshop version. So in order to make the work faster. So the next thing I'm going to do here is to bring in the image that I'll be using. So I'll be bringing in the what's it called the image. I think for Gemini it is PNG. So I'm going to look for the image. So I'm coming. So I'm going to do image exports. Yeah. So these are the assets I'll be using. So I'm going to firstly bring in the image that I'll be using. So I'm going to drag it into Photoshop. So I have the image here now, but first of all, um, for Gemini, the image is sharp, but for me, it's not sharp enough. So I still use apps like what's it called? Apps like Free apps like there are some upscaling was it called upscaling AI you can use to upscale your image. For me, I'll be using Photoshop. So what I'll just do is to come to Photoshop, and I'll come to generative upscale. Then I'll just tell Photoshop to what's it called to help me upscale this image. I'm going to use Topaz Gigapixel, and it will be two times better than what I have before. I'm just going to tell it to what's it called to upscale, and I'll press upscale and wait for it to upscale. So that's what I'll be doing. I'll just be holding on for it to upscale because this will make my image more what's it called more clearer and more better than what I have earlier. So that's the work of this how will I put it? This upscaling in Photoshop. And there's a way also you can do it in. So there's also what's it called? There's also this method that you can use to get this if you want if you are not using paid version in Photoshop. I'll just after this is done, I'm just going to take you there through that process. So to get that done, if you don't have the paid version. So and if you have what's it called Topaz add plugin, you can put Topaz plugin into your system. You can use that to also what's it called upscale your what's it called yeah this. I don't know why it's taking time. It doesn't really take much time like this. So coming. So for, I think let me close some tabs so this can be faster. So I think I'm done here. So I'm going to close this. I'm coming. So I'm going to close this. Yeah. So that has been done. As you can see now, my image is more sharper and more what's it called, and more clearer than what I have before. So the next thing I'm going to do, it makes everything sharp and clear. So so I'm going to just what's it called? I'm just going to add everything together, select everything, then convert to a smart object. Yeah. So I'm going to convert it to a smart object so you can still keep the quality. So where is this? Convert to a smart object. So this is it. So the next thing I'll be doing here, I said I'm going to show you how you can also what's it called upscaling Photoshop without it being a paid version. So for we, this is our original image. So you just come to image, come to image also, come to image size. Then when you get to image size, make sure you are using what's it called preserve details 2.0. Then you can after your resample is preserved is a 2.0, you can increase your what's it called? You can increase your image size to whatever you want it, but make sure your resolution is around 300. Do you get it? So when your resolution is around 300, then you can put your let's say you put your image size around 2500 is okay, then you increase. So from there it will actually what's it called increase the what's it called this upscale your image to a sharper what's it called value. So that's how you can also do it on what's it called without using paid version. So going forward, the next thing I want to do here, The next thing I want to do here is to take away this element that I have on my table because I don't need them. So I'm going to pick my lasso tool. Then I'm going to just draw through what I don't want on this table. I want the love this thing should still stay there. So, but those things I don't want, I'm going to just select them off like this, around this, as you can see. I don't need these cards because those are not the things I'll be using for my designs. So I'm going to take them off. Then I'm going to zoom in to check where, okay, now I'm going to what's called deselect these parts, hold my alt key, then try to what's it called draw away. As you can see, I'm going to draw this part away because I don't want it to be selected. Then still draw like that, because I want this table to be clean. So if I'm not actually using this pro version, what I will just do, or what I will just do is to, what's it called, is to use my content aware tool to generate to take this away, or I use I try to what's it called, manipulate it in the sense that I cut these people, I cut this man away, cut this lady away, then try to clear the table and make the table plain. But because what's it called? Because of AI, my work is easier and slim and simpler. So what I will just do is to use my generative fill, and I'll tell AI to what's it called? I'll just tell it remove and make the table clean. But I'll make sure I'm using, we have different prompts, different, what's it called, this thing you can use. I'm using Gemini, as you can see. I'm using Gemini, that's how we have G here. I'm using Gemini 3.0 Banana Pro. That's what I'm using. So I'm going to just generate. So I'll wait for Photoshop to, what's it called, to come with that idea to help me clean off this away. So wait a bit for this to load. As you can see, it has created layer on, what's it called, on top. So all I'll just do is just to wait, hold on, and let that be done. So as you can see, yeah, the table is clean. We don't have to do too much. You can see the table is clean and all is done. So the next thing I'm just going to do is to just save it, convert to smart object together like that. So the work is done. So I'm going to press Command C. Then,
All
oh,
right,
I did it
Mr.
on the wrong. Mr. Dimla, can you hear
Mr.
me?
Yes, I can hear you. Can you hear me, Mr. Lamiji?
I can hear you clearly.
All right, okay, good. So we're going to be getting back to the training right now. But before we do that, I would just love to acknowledge people that are on this stream. I can see that we have a couple of people on Twitch. I can see we have Ola Saini, Ola Jide, and that's because he's been active on the chats. Thank you so much. I can see
Oh,
some of the
okay.
chats you gave. So he mentioned that this guideline thing, I need a special course on it. Thank you so much for that chat. And for different people joining us on TikTok, we can basically see you. Thank you so much for joining. We just want to acknowledge you that are being there. For those on YouTube, don't forget to subscribe and like and also share this particular channel so that more designers can be a part of this live practical session. Because we believe that when you practice live or you see creative art directors like Mr. Olamiji that is working in an advertising agency, one of the leading advertising agency in the country that he resides in, and you see his processes, it helps you become better. So don't forget to like, subscribe, and also follow this channel. And those on TikTok too, follow. Why? Because we're going to be having more sessions like this. Mr. Lamiju, over to you.
Thank you very much as well. So I realized I did it
Leah,
on the
right?
wrong image. So I'm going to just cancel. Yes.
All right.
So I'm going to just cancel this. Yeah. So I'm going to do it again here. So I'm going to select again. So I don't need the cards. So let me zoom out so I can capture everything. Yeah. So I'm going to just select again. Yeah. So I'm going to zoom in and and select and deselect the part I don't want and the part I want. So I'm going to deselect these parts. Even though AI will still what's it called modify it, but I'm still going to do my own parts here. So reason why I'm trying to use AI is that there's no way you will do design this time and age that you won't consider using AI. So it's better that we start integrating it into our design style. Yeah, and another reason is that it makes the work faster and easier. So that's the reason. So now what I'm going to do here is to just give it the same prompt that I gave it before, remove and make the table clean. So I'm going to just do that again and press generate. So I'll wait for AI to come up with that again. Okay, so we are getting there. So, and the reason why I'm using Gemini 3.0 is that it's faster and it's give you what's it called clear and precise image according to your what's it called your prompt. So that's why I'm using Gemini 3 Nano Banana. Yeah. So just hold on for it to load. It's almost done. So after that is done, I'm going to just add them together, convert it to a smart object, and take it to our actual canvas we'll be designing. So that's what we'll be doing now. So I think this is taking time because the yeah, so that is done. So I'm going to just select, convert to a smart object. Yes, that is done. So I'm going to zoom out. Then I'll convert, what's it called? Copy, Command C. Then come to my table here and just what's it called? Control Shift or Command V or Control Shift V. So that is here now. So Control T and Control 0 to see everything. Control T to select. Then Control O to see everything. Yeah. So as you can see. So what I'm going to do here now is to actually drag these down to the part that I want it. Yeah. And also I'll be following these outlines that we have here, the guidelines. So I'm going to just dig it up. I want the eye to be is it around that guideline. So this is okay. Yeah. So this is done. So the next thing I want to do now is to bring in what's it called? The next thing that we'll be needing, which is the board, the chessboard. So that's the next thing I'll be doing. So you can actually, in your own case, you can actually look for a plain board that you can put in. But for me, I was unable to get a plain board immediately. So all I just was I needed to look for a board that can work. So I'll be bringing in the board. So I'm going to throw it in. This is the chessboard that I'll be using. So I'm going to just throw it in like that. As you can see. So I'm going to reduce it to fit into where I want it to be. Yes. Yeah. So now, as you can see. But one thing first, I need to make this, sorry. I need to make this chessboard. Oh, sorry. I have to do that again. Yeah, I need to make this chessboard feel like it is within. It also was it called in this was it called yeah in that scene. So what I can do is to just use my color adjustment layer and my what's it called color balance. So I'm going to just first do color balance, and I'm going to first of all I'm going to work on mid-tone first, shadow first please, then give it a bit of yellow tone, then a bit of red tone, then I'm going to check my mid-tone, a bit of yellow, and a bit of red. Then I'll come to my highlights, a bit of red and a bit of yellow, but not too much. I think yellow is much. Let me just make it red. Then the next thing I'm going to do is to use my, what's it called, my curve adjustment layer. So I'm going to put that on it. Then I will just, what's it called, reduce it like this, not too much, or something like this, as you can see. Yeah, so it feels like it is within that space. Yeah, so that's the first thing to do first. So now that we have this here, so the next thing I want to do here is to, what's it called, because I'm not doing, what's it called, I'm not doing a chess, and we are not, they are not playing chess, they are playing what's it called, tic tac, the one we call X and O here in Nigeria. So that's the kind of game they are playing. So, and this is not a tic tac face board, so I need to also, what's it called, I need to create that tic tac board for them. So the next thing I'll be doing here is to bring what's it called, and draw. First of all, let me group this and call it board. Then I'm going to draw a square shape on top of it like this. So here I'm going to draw a square shape on top of it like this, then convert the square shape into a smart object. Then after that has been done, then Command T, and Command T is to just, what's called, distort it to fit into the shape that we have already. So I'm going to just click what's called distort. Then I'm going to move from this point, drag it down like this. This is just like creating a mock up here of what we want. Drag it. Then also this, drag it like this. So I will have to zoom in to see whether, so I have to make sure it's totally covered like that. So that's totally covered, right? So now I'm going to click on this. First of all, I can take this away because I don't need it anymore. I can cancel this. No. Yeah. So the next thing I'm going to do is, what's it called, click on this, because it's more like, what's it called, a, um a smart object, so I can edit it at the other side. So now the next thing I'm going to do here is to come in, change this color to white. Yeah. Then I'll be drawing lines. So I'll make sure my line color is red, because sorry, do that again. Command Z, create a layer on top. Then after creating the layer, I'll pick my shape tool, which is rectangle. Then I'll make sure the color on the fill is red. Then, and red associated with Valentine. So I'm going to first draw my first line, not too thick. Yes. So I have my first line. So I'm going to just, what's it called, duplicate it by holding my Alt key and drag, and hold my shift, put it in line like this. So I'm going to actually just drag both to the, sorry. So I'm going to click on both. So and I'm going to drag both of them to the center. Yeah. So Command J to duplicate the two lines. Then Command T for transform. Then I will rotate it like this. So now we have the what's it called? Tic-tac-toe, what's it called? Face board. And I'm going to press Ctrl S to save it. So as soon as I'm saving it and deleting this one, it's showing at the other side. As you can see that we have it already here. So, but if you see, I want it to look more realistic, more okay. So, first of all, I want the board here to be plain. I want whatever is on this face to be plain. Should have this kind of feeling that the board is having. So I'm going to bring this back again, and I'm going to press Ctrl with the thumbnail. So now, and I'll make sure I'm clicking on the board like this, and I'll generative fill. So I'll tell my AI remove and make the board surface plane. So I'm going to just generate and see what AI will give me. So for you, you can also, what's it called? You can also cut this part away for the alternative version. You can look for a plain board, but if you don't have a plain board, you are using this, you can actually cut this part away and look for a plain board and attach to it. That's how you manipulate it to get it. And if you know how to use clone stamp tool effect very well, or you know how to use what's it called, generative fill very well. I say generative fill, content aware tool very well. You can use it, so you can say that it has actually generated this or what I want for me. So the next thing I'm going to do is I'm going to use my hue and saturation tool. So I'm going to put that on top of it like this and make sure it is power clipped inside. So I'm going to use my hue and saturation to actually get color that yes. So I'm using the saturation, reduce saturation of whatever the AI gave to me to let it fit into what exactly I want. So now it looks like it's a plain board. So now this is working very well. So the next thing I'm going to do is to bring back my what's it called, my board game. Then the next thing I'm going to do here is to change the blending mode to multiply. Yes, the blend mode will be multiply. Then I'll double click on it to take me to the blending option. So now we are the blending option here. So I'm going to use blend if to just hold your alt key and use blend if. Just take some part away so it will look like it's attached to the what's it called, to the board itself. And if you want to leave the board in white, you can leave it like that. The way it's white on top, you can leave it like that. Just use your own discretion to do it. Do you get it? So yeah. So I'm going to do Control L on this my board that I have. Control L is just what's it called, increase the brightness. That's the levels adjustment. So I'm just going to increase it a bit like this. Yes, not too much. Like this. Yes, it's okay like this. So the next thing I want to do now is now to start bringing my what's it called, my elements that I want to use. And if we both understand the tic tac game, is like okay, when you have, we call it X and O in Nigeria here. So when we have it in the sense that when your element, your X is aligned diagonally, you've won. If your O is aligned diagonally, you've won. If it's aligned, what's it called, on a straight line also, you've won. Do you get it? So far they are on the same line, either straight or diagonal, you've won. Do you get it? So that is what we are trying to also, what's it called, play out here. Don't forget that the title of our, what's it called, the title of our campaign is what's called Let Love Win. Do you get it? Let love win. In that sense, also, we need to infuse the brand into our campaign design. So, how do we infuse the brand into our campaign design and also let love win? Because for now, you might feel like, okay, they are eating now. Love is already winning. But for me, this exactly is not actually giving, is not actually depicting the message. It's not actually telling the story. So I want something that will tell the story at a go when you see it. So that's what I'm trying to, what's it called, I'm trying to achieve. So the next thing here I'm going to do is to bring in my my next element, so which is I think that's a love. That's my next element I'll be using. Yeah, this is the love arts. So I'm going to bring this in because this is what I need. So I'm going to bring it in. So I can just press Ctrl C. So that's copied. I can delete this. Then on top of everything, I'm going to press Ctrl V or Ctrl Shift V. So we have it. I'm going to Ctrl T to transform. Ctrl T to transform. Then Ctrl O 0 to see where my transform range is. Then I'm going to just reduce it like that using Alt key. So I'm going to reduce it. like this. So I'm going to bring it down here like this. That is not enough, so I'm still going to also reduce it again. Ctrl T like this. Yeah, so I'm going to just align it diagonally like that. So this is one. The next thing is, okay, what are we using to what's it called? What are we also using to play? If this is representing our X, what is representing our O? So what will be representing our O in this design is actually our brand products, which is this. So I'm going to bring that in. So I'm going to reduce it also. So I'm going to just find a way to align these into our design. Yeah. So I'm going to just leave this like this. Yeah, this one. Then I'm going to do these two. Are you with me? And I'm going to do this, these two. Duplicate again these three. So, so I'm just going to change their direction the way they are being placed, like this. That's one. And the way this also is being placed, which is two like this. So this is, yeah. So the next thing I'm going to do here is to bring the biscuit also, because it will not make sense whereby they also have to be enjoying the what's it called, the brand. So I'm going to bring this in. This one is not for to play, but to show to show that what's it called, they are already, to show that they are already enjoying the yeah, they're enjoying the brand. So I'm going to actually just bring this in like this, let it be in front of the guy, so you can see that is open already. So to show a process that okay, they're already enjoying themselves, or they're eating and they're enjoying the what's it called, enjoying the brand, while also trying to what's it called, play the game. So I'm going to tilt this also to the side like this. Yeah, think we are getting there. So the next thing I'm going to do here now is now start casting shadows to give that realism in the design. So first of all, I'm going to first select this element, group them together like this. Then for the love also, I'll group them together, Command G. I think I don't have all, so I'm going to reselect. Yes. So I feel I'm going to increase these biscuits a bit, so it can look like what we have here. So yeah, I think this is okay. So I'm going to just delete this. I'll make it two I'll make it two, yeah, instead of three, so it won't look too much on the screen. So yeah, I'm going to just use this. Yeah. And I will make it look what's it called, symmetrical, because we want it to look realistic. So if it's symmetrical, it will look like, so I'm not going to do that. So yeah. So the next thing I'm going to do here now, just shift this a bit. So we have this.
All right, so I think we lost our host over there, which basically always happens sometimes when he has a network issue. And so, like I always say, thank you so much, everybody, for joining. Apologies for the little break and transition that we're experiencing right now. So while we wait for Olamiji to join in, sorry, I was a bit carried away by watching the section and also practicing at my own end. But while we basically wait for Mr. Olamiju to join the session back in based on the network that he has from his own end, I will just try to fill in on my own part, whereby I would have conversations of what he has done. So basically, for last week, what happened was that we created a design for the particular product. And what we created was a product-led campaign. For those of you that are just joining for the first time, please ensure you watch. Sorry, it wasn't last week. Apologies for that. On the first Saturday, I mean, on the last month, the last Saturday of, I want to believe, January, we did a product-led creative for this particular product. Now we're not doing what we call a lifestyle session. So that is a 2-hour session where we did a Photoshop manipulation from creation or from ideation of the understanding the brief to ideation to execution. So please watch that session also once you are done with this, because this is a follow-up session of that particular sessions that we had. Now on this session, what we're basically going to be doing is he's working on a lifestyle session. So far so good. You've seen him place the different products realistically for a Valentine Day related art direction. And now you're going to be seeing him working on making it look what's realistic, because it's not all about knowing how to manipulate with Photoshop. You have to make it look what's very, very real. That's what differentiates a new designer from an experienced designer, the ability to not just create creatives, but to create creatives and art directions that look very realistic when it comes to the use of your aspect ratio, when it comes to the use of your lights and your shadows, then obviously also your blend mode. Now, beyond that, basically, don't forget to ensure that you watch that session. When you watch those sessions, it will give you kind of like a pointer to basically what we've done so far. And don't forget to subscribe to our YouTube channel and watch previous videos, because on various topics that we've discussed about, because this would help you improve you in your creative and tech journey. Now, like I said earlier on, this particular session is powered by Ace Creative Community. Ace Creative Community is a creative and tech community with over 700 creative and tech professionals, and the vision or the purpose and objective for the community basically is to help creative and tech professionals strive in their creative and tech system. Now, for you to basically join the community, for those of you that are basically watching from various sections, go to www.acecreativecommunity.com/join. Now, when you basically go to that link, acecreativecommunity.com/join, you will be able to basically join the various platforms that we are. We are on WhatsApp, we're on Telegram, and we obviously also have our online platform, which is obviously www.acecreativeconnect.com. So to join the community, that's www.acecreativecommunity.com//join. And to join the online platform, because we have an online social media, that's www.acecreativeconnect.com. Now, don't forget to subscribe and like this community. I think Mr. Olamiji is about to join. Mr. Olamiji, welcome back. Please ensure that you follow all these various platforms. Now, at the end of this session, we are going to be uploading every creative asset that Mr. Olamiji is using on a Google Drive. So you can basically watch the description. Just give us 5-10 minutes to upload it. So watch the description. When you watch the description, you click it, all the images he's using, all the assets he's using, you'll be able to basically download it and practice. Please ensure it's practice, which is very important. Mr. Olamiji, it's good to have you back. Hello, Mr. Olamiji, can you say something, please? All right, so I want to believe that he's still having one or two technical issues. So we're going to be waiting for him to basically join back. This also obviously happens because, remember, this is a live session. So that's why we're basically having and showing that what we have, we're always there for you to give you the quality that you basically need to practice. So please, let's ensure that after this session, whatever you do, ensure that you basically watch the description of this session. I'm just going to just do something right now. I will just, Mr. Lamij, are you back? So I think what I will just do right now, just to make things easy for him, is I will just remove him so that all right, okay, I won't be able to remove him. He has to remove himself. So basically, Mr. Lamiji, if you can hear me, try and we can't see you right now. You are frozen. Try and just basically exit and try to join back again so that we can basically continue with the session. Now, like I said earlier on the description of this particular session, we're going to be dropping the link so you can basically practice. The most important and crucial thing for you to do is to practice, practice, practice. Ensure that everything that you've seen him do, take step by step method to basically practice. Now you can obviously see how it's integrating Adobe AI technology, the generative field, and also the generative expansion to basically generate AI image. The reality is that what AI can do for you as a creative or tech professional is that it can enhance your work. All right, Mr. Lamiji, over to you. So please, you
Yeah,
need to also learn to start using AI as a co-creator. All right, Mr. Lamiji, are you back?
yeah, thank you very much. Yeah, my
All right,
country
no
does
problem.
me.
Uh,
So, yeah,
totally understand, totally understand. So just share your screen, then I'll just give you the floor.
yeah, okay.
All right. So for everybody joining from various sections, it's good to have you. I can see Tracy saying hello. Tracy, we can see you. Thank you for
Oh,
joining from
Tracy, yeah, thank you very much.
yeah, Tracy is always ensure that she's a part of this. Tracy, thank you so much for joining. It's good to basically have you. All right, Mr. Alamiji, over to you as you work on your Valentine creative.
Oh, okay, thank you very much. So you can see my screen right now, right?
Yes, we can.
So I'm also trying to follow through. So that's why I knew that my internet is actually fluctuating. So now I'm going to yeah. So this was where I stopped. I'm trying to group everything into a certain yeah. Yeah. So the next thing I'll be doing now. Sorry, just hold on, please. Please just give me a few minutes, please. Yeah. So the next thing I'll be doing now is to bring this back. Yeah. So first thing first, I need to take this off because they don't have to be in the same. I'm talking about these two. They'll be on a different. Yeah. So I have to first take them away first. Yeah. Yeah. So I'm going to just do a group for this one separately. So now the next one I'm going to do here now is to first work on this my love, which are these ones, right? Think these. So I'm going to name it so I don't mistake everything for each other. What? So love one, yeah. So the next one I'm going to do is to create a layer, what's it called, a cover adjustment layer on top of it. Then power clip it on top using Alt key and clicking. Then just reducing the lesson a bit, the intensity a bit, let it come down. The exposure to be a bit darker, yeah. Then I'll come to the top of my board, which is the game, to the top of my board, which is this. Where's the board? Yeah, the top of my board. Where's my actual board? Okay, this is it. Yeah. So this is my board. So to the top of it, I'm going to create a layer on top. Then I'll power clip the layer into it like that. So after power clipping the layer, I'm going to make sure my brush, I'm going to press B, sorry, Ctrl Z. I'm going to press B, B, reduce my brush, and make sure I'm using black as my foreground color. So I'm going to click on D. Sorry, I'm going to click on D to make sure my foreground color is black. Then my opacity should be around 40, which is okay. So I'm going to paint around, let me reduce it a bit too, around 20, 25, 27 is okay. So I'm going to just paint like that around like that. I feel this is too much, so I'm going to reduce my opacity again. So I'm going to just, yeah, this is nice. I'll do it again. Then I'm going to reduce my brush. Then I'm going to paint closer and make it thicker like that. So I tell you this is okay. Just to make sure that your foreground is still black. So I'm going to do that for the rest also. So subtle dab again, then reduce your brush, then paint it down like that, make it thicker to look like sitting on the floor. Then for the other one also, for the last one, increase your brush using your parenthesis key beside L. So do that again, then reduce your brush, then paint it to be thicker like that. Yeah. So the next thing I'll be doing here now, my love, which is these ones. So I'm going to create a layer on top of it again. On top of this curve layer, I'm going to create another empty layer, which is here. I'm going to create another empty layer, and I'm going to power clip it inside. So after power clipping it, I pick my brush again, B. So I'm going to paint the part that I want shadow to be casted like this. As you can see, I want shadow to be casted around there, so I'm going to paint it like that. So I'm going to paint it like that. So the next thing I'm going to do, the same thing I'm going to do here also. The fun part is that you can even tell AI to help you do this. Do you get it? But for us to understand the process, so that's why I'm doing this. Yeah. So the next one is for this also. I'm going to paint like that. Yeah, so it's looking realistic from afar. Yeah. So for the next one also, I'm going to do for these guys. So make sure I'm still using, it's still on my board, because that's where, so I'm still going to be using the same what's it called, layer. So B, force the subtle shadow cast, then reduce it for the actual what's it called, thick shadow. So this gives an impression that biscuit is sitting on the board. So that's the impression we are trying to what's it called, to actually give. So we've done that for this one. So we are going to do that for what's it called, for these also. For this one, I'm still going to do an adjustment to it. So I'm going to just reduce cost. So So if you check this part, right, so far I'm doing my design, my what's it called, my brush is actually power clip into this, right? So it's not actually showing on this part, so but it has to also show on this part. So I have to also find a way to create that impression on this part. So I'm going to create another layer on it, power clip it, then B, I'm going to just paint like that. So that's why I said I'm still going to some adjustments. So that is it for this one. So for the other ones, which is this, for the image itself, create another layer on top of it, power clip it, because I just brushing to create shadow, to cast shadow. That's what we are doing. So B, then I'm going to actually normal what I did before, cast it a bit, then go in, reduce your brush, and what's it called, and paint. Yeah. So for the same thing I'll be doing for the other biscuit also. So first of all, the subtle shadow cast, then yeah. So we have that done. So as you can see now, love is winning, right? Why they are still enjoying the what's it called, the brand products. Love is winning. So that's one thing. That's one thing you should actually understand. So we are trying to tell the story properly and tell the story very well. So I'm going to actually group everything like this. So the next thing I'm going to do here is to create my curve adjustment layer on everything. Just reduce it like this, or like this. Then I'm going to actually hide it using Ctrl I. Then I'll pick my brush, Ctrl V, sorry B, and increase my brush like this. Then so I'm going to just paint some. Make sure my foreground is white. So I'm going to paint some parts to make it a bit darker. So that the focus will be actually on the brighter side. So you can also use vignette for this, but I think I like doing it naturally. So you can also use vignettes for this. I'll show you the effects as soon as I'm through so you can see what I'm saying. So let me try and take away the outline guidelines that we have. So you can see this is what we have before, this is what we have now. So it's to give that cozy feeling. So I'm not done. I'm going to actually use what's it called, my color lookup. So I'm going to look for lookup that actually works, that blends very well. So I'm just going to be clicking something that gives me that cozy feeling and doesn't take away from the brand color. So that's what I'm looking for. Something that won't, this is much. I like this. So I like this. So what I'm going to do to this is just what's it called, is actually just to reduce the lookup. And when I use lookup, sometimes what I do is to check their mode and see if I can see a better, what's it called, feel. But if I don't see, I use normal. But if I check different this thing, so now one thing about color lookup is that if I pick color, it will actually just affect the color in the design. But if I pick to affect both the colors and lights in the design. But if I pick just color, right, it's going to affect only the color in the design. You get me? And if I pick luminosity, is going to actually affect only the light in the design. Do you get me? But I'm going to pick normal, and I'm going to reduce it, the opacity, like that. So it's giving me this warm feel. That's what I want. So you can see what we have before, you can see what we have now. So it has, the color has been graded. So that's the idea. So the next thing to do here is to bring the text. But before I bring the text, we actually want to create a bit of faded vignette underneath here. So let me try the black. So I'm just going to paint like that. So this faded vignette. So for my faded vignette, I will have said let me use the brand color, but I'm not really feeling it like that. So I'm just going to use this. So the next thing to do is to work on my text that we'll be using, and the title of the text is what, let love win, right? So I'll be using a particular font which I downloaded, and the reason why I'm using that particular font for this design is because of the brand design. What's it called? The brand has to do with what's it called, love and fun. It's not too, what's it called, it's not too serious. So I don't have to use a serious font for it, but something still, what's it called, still, that still warm the heart. So that's why I'm trying to look for a font that can pass that expression, and I can still give that fun feeling. So I'm going to reduce this my faded vignette a bit. Yeah. So what I'm going to do here is to create a layer, then write it, what's it called, first of all write love win. That's the first thing I will do. Change the font, love. Here's the font that we are using, love, then win. So I'm going to actually, I'm going to actually select it like this and make sure I work on my leading to be a bit closer, but this one is too much. So I want it to be a bit compact. So I'm going to say what's it called, reduce it a bit. So I think this works. So I'm going to increase the win. So I'm going to increase the win a bit so it covers where I have the love, like that. So reduce the, also increase the leading a bit also. I think this works. So Control T, sorry. So Control T, I'm going to increase this, and I'm going to just put it by the side like this. I'm going to put it by the side like this. Yeah. So like we did in our other, what's it called, in our other class, the next thing I'm going to do here is to, what's it called, before I do that, I'm going to write let's, please. I'm going to write let's. I'll reduce the font. So this has to be a bit playful, but still give, what's it called, that feeling of whatever we want. This has to be playful. So I'm going to write let's. L-E-T. So Command T, then reduce it like this. So the next thing I'm going to do here now is to convert all this into a, what's it called, a smart object. So I'm going to actually convert this to a smart object, both of them. I said smart, sorry, convert to a shape, not to a smart object, convert to a shape. That was a mistake. So I'm going to convert this to a shape, both of them, like that. So but I'll be working on this guy that we have here. So, and I'll be using my direct selection tool. I'll be picking my letter O. I'll be using Ctrl T. I'll first reduce my O. That's the first thing I'm going to do here, and I'm going to increase it like this. So this is the first in my design. So you're wondering why is the O the one that has to suffer? I'll tell you why the O will suffer. So now the next thing I'm going to do is to bring my LEDs and just put it on top of it like this and just distort it a bit, the placement, because I like my element being compact, being in one place so you can read it at once. So when it's playful, yes. So now the next thing I'm going to do here is that this O here, we're going to be doing something a bit serious for it to it. So I'm going to pick my direct selection tool, click my O, Command T, click my O. I don't need Command T. Then select this part of my O, this hollow part, delete it. I can see that it's deleted. Yeah. So I want to actually bring in something into this. That has been duplicated. No, Control Z. So now I'm going to come here and I'm going to actually, okay, I don't think I have there. So I'm going to open a new where I have my free pick subscription. I'm going to pick a particular element. So I'm going to use this here. So I'm going to just pick free pick. So all I'll just do, I'll tell free pick that I need was it called a love icon in PNG. Yes, or arts, either of the two. So I'll just press arts. Then I'll come to what's it called. I'll press OK. Then I'll come to icon, where that has been searched. All I just need, I don't need to even download it. I can just copy it. So I'll come to icon in free pick. I'll pick icons. So, oh, wow, that's funny. Okay, I'm going to just select this and I'll pick what's it called. I'll pick the PNG. So that has been copied. Then I'm going to just what's it called, cancel. I don't need it anymore. That has been copied, so I can cancel this. Then I'll come to Photoshop and I'll just press Ctrl V. I'll make sure it's at the top of what I'm using, Ctrl V. So that'll be there. Then convert it to a smart object. Then reduce it. Select the middle. So I'm going to bring it to the middle. So let me first select it first, like this. Then Ctrl T again. Rotate like this. Reduce it a bit. So that works. So I'm going to just select it. Control, select the thumbnail, which will give me a selection. Hide this. Then come to where I have the what's it called, my. I'm going to create a layer mask on top of it. Just click on the layer mask with the selection to give me the love, and I press Ctrl I. Then I'll have my love icon in between my O. Yeah. So we have that already done. So the next thing is just what's it called. Still going to do that, but the next is to put the second text, which is Happy Valentine, just beside it like this. Beside it like this. So I'm going to actually just write that. I have a particular text which I also use. But first of all, let me first type it out. And if you don't feel like, I might not get the actual thing, another method we can actually use is, what's it called, is to pick it from, how will I put it, from FreePick. You can download, it's something that has been done before in FreePick. So let me see if I can do that, but that will take a bit of time because I have to also, but let me just use what we have so we don't take time. So Valentine, just going to type that out. So I'm going to change the fonts because it's not the font I'll be using. So I'm going to look for the fonts because I think I downloaded a particular font. So I'll look for that font, the name of the fonts which I used. Um, that is compressed. So the name of the font is Quick Sweet, yes. So I'm going to just look for it. Okay, so yeah, Valentine. So I'm just going to put it by the side like this. Then let me see if I can access my Illustrator so you can see a better version of what. So let me see if I can um, work on the style of the fonts. We don't have, let me see, we don't have other versions of the fonts. So this is what we're going to use. So I'm going to write an API on top of it. I thought this font will have swells. API. Yeah. So I'm waiting for my Illustrator to load. So let me come to my free pick if I can actually see Happy Valentine fonts that can actually fit with this design that we've done. So I'm going to, let's see what we can use here. So I think my Illustrator is on, so that'll be easier for us to actually use. Waiting for my free pick to come up. Yeah, so I'm just going to write Happy Valentine. I'm going to search. So I'm going to pick vector. As you can see that we have, what's it called, we have fonts that we can actually, what's it called, use that has been already been being done just to save time and to have so I'm going to look for something that actually fits. So I can go with this, right? I can go with this. I can go with this also. I think I like this because that's love. So I'm going to download this. Then I'm going to pick I'm going to pick EPS. So that will be downloaded. Yeah. So let me see when my AI is on. It's still coming up. Wow, that's taking time. So I'm going to
Exactly.
delete this. I don't think I need this. So let's just wait for our Illustrator to load. So I'm going to actually just reduce this my API, Control T, reduce it a bit. then increase the tracking. I'll try and increase. Oh, this is much. Oh, it's not even much. Wow, thought it should be much. So I'm just going to put it at the top like this. Take it up. Just wait for my Illustrator to load so I can add everything together. Happy Valentine's Day. So I'm going to. I feel like that would be more, what's it called? That would be more interesting than this one that we have here. So let me
Yep, I
see
think
how far.
you're right.
Bro, how far?
Yep, I think you're right.
Sadamala, are you with me?
Yeah, I'm with you. I'm with you. I've always been with you. Just learning behind the
Oh,
scene.
okay. Okay. So, okay. So I'm trying to, what's it called, see a better this that can work properly for this. So that's taking a bit of time. I don't know why.
All right. Okay. So wait, while we wait for your Illustrator to open, right? So what advice can you give people when it comes to realism? Because obviously, when you were designing at the
So,
beginning, we noticed that it was not looking
yeah.
realistic, but in less than 5, 10 minutes, you just made some little touches and it became realistic. So what do you see when you see a design and what of the things you need to
Yeah,
adjust to make
so
it realistic?
when so now when it comes to doing realistic design, the first thing I actually look like I have a what's it called? I have a realistic view of whatever I'm doing. Maybe a picture that looks like, okay, this is where I want to go to. Do you get it? I have that image in my head. Then first of all, I need to focus on light, shadow, because if you are trying to do realistic designs, you know that wherever in a particular scene, you have shadows, you have lights. So you have to also monitor how your shadow is being casted and the way where your light is being directed to.
So
Are you
can you
me?
show us
So you have
can
to
you show us
also.
that example in this creative so at least people can understand how you
So
played with
now,
light and how did you know where you're supposed to put your shadow
so for
in this
example, now
design? You did it, but so
so
people
as
can
you can see,
understand.
for example, now if you, so can you hear me?
Yeah, we can hear you. There's just a little delay.
Are you me?
Yes.
Yeah. So as you can see presently that most of the light in my design is coming from this side of the room. Right. Now, if I actually remove what's it called? If I actually remove the shadow that I casted, which is these guys, let me see if I can remove them. Let me see if I can take away these shadows. So now you can see. Now taking away the shadow from this design, it looks bland. It doesn't look realistic. And if you check the other images that we have in this design, look at the hand of the guy. You can see that there's a shadow casted underneath his hand, showing you that he's putting his hand on his table, and the light is reflecting on his body, and the shadow is being what's it called casted. Are you me? So me now was trying to place this into that scene, and I'm not trying to follow what works for the scene. It's going to look like it's not going to look real. Yeah, it's not going to look real. So I need to follow whatever has been done already in the image and just replicate the idea into whatever element I'm bringing into the design. For example, also now, as you can see that most of the light in this design is being what's it called? It's being casted from this direction, and this part of the design is a bit darker. So for example, if you check the flower vase, yeah, most of our shadow is casted around here. So whenever you see most of my what's it called shadow that I use in this design, they are also what's it called at the back direction. They are following what's called the direction of the light. Are you me? So when you are actually doing this, you have to put all these things into cognizance. But most importantly, you have to focus on your lightning. You have to focus on your what's it called. You have to focus on your shadow, and also you have to focus on your color. because when I started this design, you can see that the color of my board first was not actually the same as the way I have it in the what's it called in the design. So I needed to what's it called reduce the temperature of my board and also the color to add the feeling of whatever we have on the scene. So that was what I did. So in that way, it will create what's it called that uniformity, and if there's uniformity, there will be realism. So that was what I did. Yeah. Stamina, does that cut it?
Oh no, definitely, definitely. I just wanted just to explain to the people so at least
Oh,
they'll
okay.
understand the reason why you do what you do.
Oh, okay.
Because one thing with professionals is that they go ahead
Oh, okay. Oh,
because they
okay.
already have that intuition. But obviously, people that are watching that have not been doing it for a while will be able to understand the thoughts
Did it
behind why
before.
you
Yeah, I
did
get
what you
that.
did. Okay. So is your Photoshop ready? I mean, Illustrator up?
Yeah.
Ah, okay, good.
No, yeah, Illustrator is ready. Okay, welcome. No problem. I'm not using welcome today. Cancel. So I'll bring it on. Download my SVG encapsulated. That's EPS. Yeah. So I'm just going to click on this guy. Yeah. And it's going to load in my Illustrator. So what I'm just going to do is to copy it from Illustrator. Yes. Copy it from Illustrator directly into Photoshop. So that makes my work quite easier and faster. So just hold on. Yeah, I think we're almost there. So let me hide this one that I'm using earlier. So go back to Illustrator. Why is this taking time? Oh, yeah, okay. I think that's almost done. That's coming up. Yeah. So I think we're almost done. It's just to import this, and from there we are good. So the next thing just use camera raw, and we can settle for the design. Oh my god, why is this guy taking so much time? Yeah, so I have it here now. So the next thing I'm going to do here, I think is already, what's it called? I should have even downloaded the SVG directly. So all I'm just going to do is to bring it out. It's already in shape. So I'll just press Ctrl C, then I'll come to my Photoshop. At the top of all my elements, I'm going to press Ctrl V, and I'll tell it to be a shape layer. So it exports everything the same thing, the shape at which the way it was. That's always going to export it. So I'm going to just reduce it like this and just put it by the side like that. You can see why I said this one is quite better than that other one. So because there's a bit of playfulness, and it relates more to the what's it called, to the events and the season. So that's why I said I'm going to actually use this in the what's it called, in the design. So for this, my guy, let's and love. So I'm going to do it like the way you did it the last time. So just to save time, I'm going to bring it in our I'm going to bring this in. Let me first take away my Illustrator. I don't think I need it anymore. So 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 I'm going to close my Illustrator. So now I'm going to open this file that I have here, which is this fabulous, the one we did last week, because I want to take an effect from it that we used last week. So there will still be a uniformity in our, what's it called, in our design style. So it won't be too far away from each. So this is the font style I want to, what's it called, I want to pick from it, which is this. So I'm going to actually pick it. I'm just going to drag it in like that. So but the next thing I'm going to do here is to just it on copy it on my elements, my group, like this. And this also have the same thing that we have. So I don't need this anymore. I'm going to, what's it called, delete. So let me just, oh sorry, so I'm going to delete this. I'm just going to show you what I did actually. So now if you check, I'm going to open that. So to explain this element, so I'm going to off everything and show you. So what I did here was to actually use my blending modes, the stroke, the, what's it called, and my drop shadow. So what I just did for my drop shadow is to increase my spread to 100, my size to 21, and my distance 3, any way you want it. Then I make sure the color I use here was the color that we have on this biscuit, which is chocolate. So that was what I used. Then for my stroke, I use the lighter version of my love, sorry, lighter version of the color I used for the stroke. Then I make sure it just was got increase it a bit and make sure the what's it called, the position is outside, so it will give me that 3D feeling. So that was what I did here, as you can see, to give it that 3D and fun feeling. So that was the idea. Yeah. So now this is actually the actual, what's it called, the final design. So all I'm just going to do here is to group everything together. But there's something I feel like I want to do in this design, just a final touch. I'll come down here, I'll zoom in, then pick my adjustment layer, and I'll pick this color from the brand color. Yes, this works. Underneath like that, then zoom out back, then let me see how it works. So I'm going to just pick my image, create an layer mask, create a layer mask, sorry, then use my gradients and just make it subtle a bit like this, but not too much. I want it to be subtle, so I'm going to drag this down like this. So it has a what's it called, that brand color attached to it. Yeah. So that's the idea of what I did here. So, and to add to that, the same thing I'm going to do, create a layer on top of everything. My B, which is my brush, the same thing I did there. Just pick a color of the brand. I want to pick a lighter color. Yes, this works. So this works. Then I'm going to just paint like that, subtle, like that. Then I'm going to actually just make it screen. Ctrl T, increase it to the side like this. Then just reduce it a bit because it doesn't have to be show more like this. Yes. So I'm going to bring back my So for this and for this, I'll make sure they fit into this place that I, what's it called, I did all, actually middle of it like this, yes, and this. So that's the idea of using these guys. It's more as a guide. Yeah. So I'll hide it again, Control H. So I have this. Yeah. So Control Alt Shift E, convert it to a smart object. Then come to filter and come to camera raw filter. So wait for our camera raw filter to load. We're almost there. So I'm just going to work with, make it brighter a bit, increase my contrast, highlight yes because I want it to look brighter, then reduce my shadow because I still want to give it a bit that dark cozy feeling. Then my black, also reduce my black like that but not too much. I think 8 is okay. The white, then vibrant, yes, let it show very well so it's popping. Yes, then subtle shadow, I can put my shadow around 3. Sorry, I said sorry, saturation around 3. Then texture just around 7 is okay. Yeah, then I'll press OK. So I'll show you I'll show you the difference of what I have before and what I have now. So now what we had before was this, and this is what we have now. It's a bit brighter and sharper. Yeah, so that's the end for this. Now as you can see, as we've done it, the brand is included in this design style, and also whatever you are seeing here is also following the season. Do you get it? And for the title of the campaign, which is Let Love Win, as you can see, the love is winning already. And also love is winning because they are both what's called having their moment and enjoying themselves. So that's the actual goal of this design which we've met. And also the brand also was integrated. You can see that they are enjoying their what's it called, the brand products, while they are what's it called, while they are actually playing game. So that's the, we're able to what's it called, meet the goal of this actual design. Thank you very much. Mr. Demola, over to you.
All right. So thank you so very much, everybody, once again for joining this amazing session. Olamiju, really thank you for your time and obviously your creativity. I believe that you've had an amazing session. Obviously, this is a time of love, and the most important thing is that love would always win. That is the season that we are right now. Thank you, Tracy, for your comments in the comment section. Thank you, Ola, Sheniola, Jide. I can see on the comment section, and also those joining us from TikTok. We can see all your comments basically, and we really appreciate it. Now, don't forget to go to YouTube, Ace Creative connect and subscribe to be a part of the channel so you can get latest updates. This is a session that happens first and last Saturday of the month, Pixel Pulse, where we take you through a live design session, practical session, and obviously as you work with it, you will learn how to work with creativity from brief to ideation and obviously down to what execution. You will learn the different processes on how creatives actually come up with designs and to get you what better. And for those of you that are design enthusiasts, you can now see the reason why creative directors, art directors, graphic designers, freelancers bill a lot for the designs. At least you've gone through step-by-step processes and you've seen how long this design took, basically. But it's all about art direction. So thank you so much for joining this session. We're going to be releasing more tips more information that will help you in your creative and tech journey. So follow this channel, like, subscribe, so you can get much more information. The next video I'll be releasing is how to basically market yourself as a creative and a tech professional, marketing your business, because this is what will help you grow in your creative and tech journey. Olamiju, do you have any final words today?
Yeah, my final will always be keep on creating, keep on challenging yourself, and keep on being better every day. Yeah.
All right. And like I always say, keep acing it in all that you do. See you on the next one. Olamiju,
Thank you very much. Bye bye. See you guys later next week. That's on the 21st, I guess.
on the
Hmm?
24th. Yeah. Yeah.
28th,
Last
28th,
Saturday.
28th, 28th,
28th,
last
last Saturday
Saturday.
of the month. Yes,
Yes. See
please.
you on the
Looking
28th. Yeah.
forward to the next episode. And until we see you in the next edition, keep acing it again in all that
Keep
you
acing
do.
it. Yeah.
See you in the community, everybody. Cheers.